So, kind of got a big announcement. Coming to you live from, well, not live, but you know what I mean. Coming to you from the Uwharrie National Forest at the Eagle's Nest Shelter. Enjoying a fantastic evening. But my brother and I are out here, and it just seems like an appropriate time to make the announcement. So I guess it was last August, my wife and I were driving back from the beach. It was super late, and we were pulling into my neighborhood, and my brother called me, and we were literally like 20 seconds from the driveway, and I was like, I'm just gonna let it go to voicemail, I'll call him back. And so we pull in the driveway, my wife gets out and does her thing, and so I'm listening to the voicemail, and it was difficult to hear, but all I heard was John Muir Trail. And so I immediately stopped listening to the voicemail and called my brother and said, I'm in. So funny story, I wasn't actually being invited to the John Muir Trail. He was gonna tell me that he was gonna do the John Muir Trail with somebody else, but I invited myself. But yeah, so that was when it started. We decided that we were gonna try to hike the John Muir Trail. So fast forward to January, and between then we learned about how competitive it is to get the permits for the JMT. I'll try to give like a Reader's Digest version, but there's a lottery system for the southbound permits, which is the most popular, where you start in Yosemite and you finish at Mount Whitney. And so there's a lottery system. So what we did was Joe did the lottery and entered us into the lottery. The lottery system, if you don't make it on your desired day, they automatically enroll you for the next day, and then that lasts for like 3 weeks. So if you don't make it within 3 weeks, they're like, sorry, you can reapply if you want. So that happened 3 times, so over the course of 9 weeks, my brother got a daily rejection notice from the Park Service, which, side note, that takes some mental fortitude to get a rejection note in your email box every single day. But anyway, so there's an alternate way to get a permit for southbound, and that's through the full trailhead report that the Park Service, that Yosemite puts on. And essentially, if, let's say, Joe Smith gets a permit and then through the lottery system, and then finds out later that he can't use it or doesn't want it, he can give it back to the Park Service, and then the Park Service will post it up. And so, but it's first come, first serve on those. And so the trick is you've got to sit there and wait for them to post them, and then snag them as quickly as you can and apply. And everyone in the world seems to want to go hike the John Muir Trail. There's approximately 50 permits for southbound JMT hikers. And then I think this year is the most applications they've ever had, which is approximately 2,000 per day. So 2,000 people applying for 50 permits. So that kind of gives you some perspective on how difficult it is to get one of these. I was religious about going onto the site, refreshing, waiting for something to pop up randomly, because it doesn't happen at a specific time every day. And so sure enough, 2 permits popped up, and I applied for them, and within a couple of hours, I got an email back that we got them. And I was just over the moon. I called my brother. I was like, holy crap, this is actually happening. So this summer, we're going to be hiking out of Lyle Canyon. So that's the trailhead permit that we got. The most popular is hiking out of Yosemite Valley. It just didn't happen. And we've kind of come to terms with that. We're not hiking out of Yosemite Valley. And there's a part of me that's okay with that, because it's a climb out of the valley. Pretty freaking stoked. This is like bucket list item type stuff. So with the John Muir Trail in mind, there's a few things that my brother and I, as far as gear goes, had to adjust. So number one, we're both hammock campers by trade. So we had to figure out, okay, now we have to think about tents, because a whole bunch of the campsites are above the tree line. No trees. So I'll do my stuff first. So the tent that I went with is the Durston X-Mid 2-person. And I'll probably do a separate video about how I came to decide on this tent, but Reader's Digest version is, it's freaking awesome. It's a double-walled trekking pole tent that's super light. It's like 40 something ounces. So for a non-DCF tent that's double walled, I'd say that's pretty good. So that's purchase number one that I made. The other thing is that you gotta have a bear canister. I went with the BV500. You can see I've already started my sticker collection. Obviously I gotta have Side Trail Adventures on there, River Kings, MST close to my heart, so that's going on there. Threw a Smoky sticker on there, but oh, Outdoor Evolution, of course. And so there's a few more stickers that I would love to put on there, like I'm just gonna call them out. Wandering Electrician, 12 Stones. I'm out of cross paddle stickers, so I'm gonna need a cross paddle sticker. But anyways, so that's my stuff for the most part. We'll get into more gear breakdowns, but Joe made some different selections. I'll let him talk about it. So this is my brother Joe, and for reference, before we started this video, he doesn't really talk on my YouTube videos very much, and that's by choice. It's not because I don't like him. So when I floated this idea about him talking on the camera, he's like, how much can I make fun of the camera? And I was like, the more the merrier. So whatever. So this is Joe, my brother. He's going to talk about his, so he got a pack, a tent, and then he got a super nice bear canister that I'll show you here in just a second.
All right, so Side Trail sidekick, Joe. So my original backpacking tent was a REI half dome. It weighed like 7.5 pounds, so it wouldn't really work. So I got the Big Agnes Copper Spur UV2 or whatever. So it's a nice backpacking tent. It's standalone. I can't remember how much it weighs, maybe 3 pounds. And then I got the my Osprey backpack, which I absolutely love to death. Weighs 5 pounds, and that's just super heavy again for ultralight purposes. So I got the Hyperlight mountain gear. It's the Junction 3400. They come in white and black. The white one is considerably cheaper for some reason. I don't know if it costs more to make black Dyneema.
It's uglier.
Well, maybe, but it's cheaper. And I don't see color when it comes to backpacks.
Fair enough.
So, you know, I think all backpacks matter.
And let's move on to the bear canister here real quick.
The bear canister I did not spare any expense for. It's the Barricade Trailblazer. It weighs 33 ounces, which by bear canister standards is pretty light, but it's still a couple pounds, you know. And but they have seen bears trying to get into this, and it can't. I haven't put any stickers on mine because of the high resale value of these.
Yeah.
At least that's what I told my wife.
How much do those go for?
I don't remember. It does require a special tool, like a washer, to open, but that's okay. It's not a big deal.
Pretty legit.
But it's legit, and it's a drum.
Yes. And goes doubles as a camp seat. But yeah, so those are just a couple of the. Just want to do a quick breakdown. That's like the Cadillac of bear canisters. If you want to learn a little more about bear canisters, if you really want to get in the weeds, check out Leonidas on the trail. He was actually the one we hiked with him last September. He's a big proponent of bear canisters in general. And he has a Barricade. But yeah, check his channel out. He actually breaks down a few different canisters. So go check out his video. I'll put a link up there if I got that right. But yeah, super excited to announce this trail that my brother and I are going to go on. We've been training for the last few months once we kind of knew that this was coming. And then this hike that we're actually out on now is a training hike where we're out trying to do as many miles as we can for an overnight. So if you have questions or things that you want to hear us talk about, whether it's the gear, whether it's the trail, whatever, just let me know down in the comments. I will probably do a couple of videos breaking down in detail more of the gear. Like I said, why I went with certain gear and whatnot. I'm modifying my backpack a little bit so that it can fit the canister. So I'll talk about that a little bit, but yeah, really excited to share this with you guys, especially for you East Coast folks that don't get out to the West Coast. This will be exciting for me and my brother to share with y'all. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Good times.